Back at it again. Here's another video for you guys. I know a lot of people have been talking about the negatives of like how Instagram or other social media platforms have ruined photography and all that junk, all that jazz. But do we ever really talk about, we rarely talk about like the positives that social media has helped photography advance in a way where it wouldn't be how it is today without social media. I don't think I would have been the photographer I am today without social media. I'm not exactly sure the type of photographer I would have been without social media if it wasn't around, but I really do think that social media has also helped photography in a lot of ways. Let's be honest. Hence the reason why a lot of people are complaining about Instagram. One of the things that I think social media has helped photography is bringing a wider audience. That's one of the biggest things that I've garnered, which thanks to social media, is because of the fact that I'm able to talk to people across the world. Because of social media, I was able to go places, different countries, different cities, photographing people that I would never have photographed if social media didn't exist or in its present state how it is. Another thing I would say that has helped photography when it comes to social media is concepts. Before, in order to get an idea of what you wanted to do, you would have to kind of look through a magazine, think about it in your head, maybe watch a TV show so you can get some idea of what you want to do in your next project or some sort. But because of social media, it's made it so much easier to kind of get ideas and stuff. For instance, someplace like Pinterest. Pinterest people use a lot to kind of create their concept ideas for photographers to see what they want to do, or photographers to make their own ideas. A lot of time you get kind of stuck, right? And you don't know what you want to do. But because of social platforms like Pinterest or Instagram or even Tumblr for that matter, people are able to kind of figure out what they want to really do in that field or idea. I know I use Tumblr and Pinterest even still till today to kind of get ideas of what I really want to do in a project. I have a whole collection of photos, ideas that maybe we could use and emulate and just kind of remix it to be our own thing. Many of the past photographers probably didn't have that, and like I said, had to go through magazines to kind of get that idea going. Another thing social media has done is make photography a lot more accessible to everyone. It seemed like the photography companies were really pushing for professionals to only be using. You had to be a specialist. A photographer was a specialist, and there was not many specialists around, right? It just wasn't something that was for the everyday person to try out. Cameras were extremely expensive, cards, studio, the whole nine. To be a photographer, it would take a lot to get into a field back then. But now, I think companies, because of social media, are really trying to push the envelope into kind of making everything more user-friendly, financially friendly, and just in that whole range, right? Because they want people to use their product, and with that comes, making everything more accessible to everyone, really. Another thing I would say that social media has contributed to photography is it kind of goes hand in hand with working with people, but companies, being able to see your work. Before, you would have to visit these companies or have a website, and even back then photography websites weren't the greatest looking, right? Now photography websites are a little bit more clean cut, professional looking, and they kind of do it for in the aesthetics of how Instagram is so kind of clean in a sense as well, right? So websites are a lot cleaner and better looking than they were like 20 years ago. But with social media, you can kind of have a social media portfolio where companies will message you through your social media just to work with you. And I think that is such a big thing. Like, that was not something that was happening back in the days. I get a lot of my work, especially my corporate clients, from social media, because they see my social media stuff and they see how I work, because I display a lot of things on there. That goes into my next point. You get to post how you get the work done, the behind the scenes stuff. That is not something that a lot of people did in the past, showing how they got the work done. Before, everything was so hush hush and quiet about how photographers got things done. You know, what was their settings, the light setup, how does the post-production look, what program are you using? All that stuff is open and wide on the internet, you know, the school of YouTube, right? I just feel like now, obviously, social media is going a different direction. A lot of them are more geared towards less of the creator and more consumerism, right? But I feel like I don't want social media platforms like YouTube, Instagram, to forget that it was a very symbiotic relationship we had, creator and social media. It was very symbiotic, and it sucks that it's kind of shifting a little bit, and it will keep shifting when these companies are more corporate and more hungry for the money, you know, hungry for revenue, right? But that just comes with a lot of the stuff that goes on with companies such as that. Social media has, like I said, has helped creatives a lot, and hopefully social platforms continue to work with creators for us to both benefit, because that's the reason why a lot of people come over to these platforms to kind of see the creativity and interact with a lot of creators, artists. So yeah, just wanted to express some more positive stuff compared to all the lot of negative stuff that you were hearing about Instagram and artists not feeling like they're valued. If you like to support me and you're a corporate client, a model, and you are looking to basically work with me, I have a subscription service where I have a more affordable package for a price. I'll leave it here somewhere or here somewhere, I don't know. So that helps. And also for people who are photographers or graphic designers who would like to learn how to retouch, I used to have a subscription service for my packages, but now I have it as just a one-time purchase on my website. This is just version 1, so over time I will improve it so you guys can purchase it as well. So yeah, I mean, if you would like to support me, those are two other ways. For the inexpensive, free, like, comment, and post this video. It really helps out with the algorithm in all social platforms, not just YouTube and Instagram, but everywhere. It really benefits me, and yeah, and for me to bring out more content for you guys. So yeah, see you guys in the next video, and yeah.